Here we are in Laurel Valley Plantation, and I'm walking up on a crane, and we'll look at that a little later. Walking up on a crane that's, I guess, was used to load and unload cane on trailers. That would be my guess, because this is a piece of heavy equipment with some age on it. And right over here is a sugar mill, the remains of it, or sugar processing facility. It was destroyed during the Civil War. At any rate, you can see the arch there, and excuse the traffic. So there it is. And here on this side of the street, these houses, these actually were sharecropper houses, because this was a sugar plantation, and you had a lot of slave labor that would live in these houses, and they would work and come here as a respite. Now these houses have withstood many hurricanes and many years of just sitting idly. They've been the subject of some Hollywood movies, because you're not going to find this kind of authenticity just anywhere. As you can see, these are fabulous, and they are not maintained, but they are preserved by whoever owns this property. There's a fence around the property, so you can't really access them directly. I mean, I wouldn't want to be caught trespassing, but as you can see, these old cypress buildings are still I mean, they're still standing, and that's about all you can ask for something that's old. Now, some of them, a couple of them have been burned, and I'm not sure how that happened. They're not hooked to any kind of electricity, so it may have been arson, or it may have just been an accident, maybe even lightning. Who knows? And you can imagine a life that would have gone on around this settlement back in its heyday, with people working the sugarcane fields just across a few fields there, I should say. And all of this surrounding area were sugarcane plantations and sugarcane fields. And a big producer of sugarcane, Louisiana, is still, and was certainly even more so in those days. And as I walk past this pine tree, you can see that it goes on for a few more houses on this particular stretch of property. And over across the street, now this is a new highway, you see there are even more of them, and they go back for a while. So all in all, and I haven't counted them, but it looks like about 25 houses out here that are part of this preserved property. One of the movies that was made here is the story of Ellen Bork White, who is a famous photographer. Ellen Bork White, Farrah Fawcett, I think, played the lead as Ellen Bork White, and she co-starred with, I think it was Frederick Forrest. At any rate, that was a long time ago, and this was a Hollywood set at that time. But these houses, as you can see, and excuse the traffic, these houses are a testament to, the living conditions and the exploitation in these cases of people who were forced to work, and then this is where they came to lay their heads. to rest. We'll walk across the street, this new highway. When in the day, this was a dirt road. And up until recently, I think I read somewhere, it was not developed as it is now. So as you can see over in the distance and behind this field, behind this fence, the settlements continue on for quite a distance. So then we have the another arch from the old sugar mill right there, and all that grove of trees right there pertains to that facility, and it's just the remains of it. I'm gonna see if I can find a good picture of that and how it looked when it was functional. All right, so just making our way back to my rig over there, and you can see from the distance this crane that is not functional anymore. It stands more as almost a piece of artwork and a object of some local curiosity on just the engineering from a bygone era. You see the cabling that's probably there more or less to keep it stabilized than anything else. And the engine that was used to drive this crane, you can see coming into sight. It's hard to tell what type of engine this is. I don't see any markings on it, but look at the way it's rusted and molded and worn. You see the radiator there, and just a lot of weather. Even a hose still seems to be intact, but as you can see, it's seen some serious weather in a very artistic and beautiful fashion, in fact. And you can see the chain here and pulling back, just the gears associated with it, and then the foundation of it, and even this big gear that seems to be a part of its stabilizing structure. Anyway, this is Dr. B. I'm in Laurel Valley Plantation on a overcast day with Hurricane Sally bumping against the coast. Catch you in the next video.